The Comite River Diversion Canal has been a topic of conversation that has ramped up over the past 2 years after the August 2016 floods. Had this project been completed 30 years ago, some lawmakers say it could have made a difference. But the problem is boiling down to money, and the state is asking for funds from the federal government. And Senator Bill Cassidy joining us this morning now. Thank you so much, Senator, for coming in so early.
Thank you.
And you were in a meeting recently about this. How did that meeting go?
The meeting went very well. We've actually had 2 or 3 meetings, most recently with R.D. James, who's the civilian head of the Army Corps of Engineers. And we feel we have very positive feedback, if you will, as regards funding for the Comite. Again, funding for the Comite we feel very good about. There will be some details to still be worked out, but at least that project will begin going. I
know you say you feel very good about it, but how confident are you that something's actually going to be done within maybe the next year?
Well, in terms of the money allocation, extremely confident. In terms of the initiation of the construction, etc., that is up to the construction companies, to the letting of the bid, etc. But the money being there is the most important thing to see the project through. And I think that will happen.
Yeah, people are already moving away from that area. They've had enough. This has been going on actually longer than I've actually been alive. So this all started years ago, and people already now moving away. You're losing tax revenue from those folks. They're moving to different areas. What would you say to those people who don't want to live there anymore because they feel like lame ducks are not taking responsibility and getting the money to the people?
I would say that if you live in that area, it is a wonderful, beautiful land, great school systems, great neighbors, and that there is now going to be the Comite being built. It will take a few years to be completed, but if you're willing to accept that, and you've invested already in living there, I would recommend that you continue to do so.
So are you saying that this year we could see those funds allocated?
Until it's done, it's not done, but as confident as I can be, having said that this year it will be allocated.
Really? Okay, so that obviously gives a lot of promise to a lot of people, considering, I mean, we're coming up on hurricane season. We could see another flood. This could actually make it worse for people out there if we have another storm event like we did back in August. Do you have concerns of that?
I have concerns about our entire state, which is why we've been fighting, if you will, to get more resources just to rebuild our coastline as well as to make us more resilient. One thing I've been working on, for example, is the National Flood Insurance Program. And in the provision I put up, there'd be $400 million extra every year to do mitigation to help lower the risk of flooding no matter where you live. And so this is something we're working on in terms of getting more money to rebuild our coast, more money for those flood victims who were affected in 2016. By the way, if you refile your taxes for 2016 and you have losses for which you were not compensated, you can get a refund on your taxes from 2016. I'm going to put a plug in for that, as well as money for the Comite Diversion and other projects. It is what I think about all the time.
You're in those meetings. What's the pushback? What's the holdup that you're getting from folks regarding funding for the Comite River Diversion Canal?
There's no real pushback on the Comite. No pushback at all. The question is just getting the money out there, and the federal process is a slow process. In terms of other flood mitigation, because it's not just the Comite, it's other things as well. There's just a lot of pent-up demand for infrastructure development in the United States of America, and in this case, it is folks affected by Hurricane Harvey and Maria and Irma, and so there's dollars being spread all over. I think our delegation did a very good job, though, of making sure we were included as Irma, Maria, and Harvey were taken care of. We said, don't forget 2016, and they didn't forget we're included.
All right, before we go to break, does it feel good to be back in Louisiana and get some real jambalaya?
I love being in Louisiana. I love getting our real jambalaya, but you can add on top of that.
Yeah.
It's just great to be here. A bad day in Louisiana is better than a good day in Washington, D.C.
All right, thanks so much, Senator Cassidy.